All right, today something that I want to talk about. There's a few things I want to talk about actually. Bear with me. I have no mic today. No mic today, and I'm sick. I'm not sick. Who am I kidding? My loneliness is so apparent in moments like this, where I was sick, and I always think to myself like I have all this time alone to do nothing, and people not responding to my texts, like, hey, can you give me a medicine? Whatever. Um, that that is when I know who would like actually go above and beyond for me. And I hate to think that way because I don't want people to bow down to me. I don't. I really don't. But the way that I think is that even if I have a somewhat close friend, I would do that for them. Maybe it's because I go too far and I'm too affectionate and I go, okay, yeah, I can drop something over to your house, even if I don't know this person that well. Maybe that's where I get mixed. Because this also becomes apparent when I hang out with people and I notice things get cut short really fast. Things get cut short, like hang out when we plan to go to an event and it only spans for half of the time of the show. And not the whole thing. So I'm like, and it's not like a once or twice thing. It's almost like every hangout with every variety of friend. I'll be honest, I have a lot of acquaintances that are like different types of people. So it's not like consistent in the friend group of like all the people that are pretty flaky anyways. It's just everyone. It's like they don't they only have a social battery for a certain amount of time with me, and it makes me feel sometimes like what about me is so temporary? Like, I know that sounds too deep, but like, why does everyone do it then? And then why do I want to be there, even if I don't feel the best or I have other stuff to do, sun up to sundown? Why do I want to be fully available for that person? I feel guilty when I have to leave and be like, hey, I gotta go. I'm never the one to break a hangout. They're always just like, okay, gotta go. And I'm like, cool. Yeah, no, cool. Because I just not used to it. Like even my close friends, like best friends, all of them, fuck, they don't even listen to this. Sometimes, and that's where my morals also get mixed too. It's like if my friend filmed a podcast all the time and uploaded, would I be sad? Would they be sad if I didn't listen to every episode? Like I don't expect Caden to, but having a best friend is like a podcast. That's what a pod. That's like you don't need a podcast because everyone has their own version of a podcast. It's just having a best friend, and that's what I felt Caden was for me, and that's what made me sad when it broke off because he got busy, and I know he just doesn't care about it as much as I do. It's not important to him, but and I'm not gonna force that on him. But it did. I have like the conversations I have with him daily or something that I wish I could just document and save forever because I'm like this would be a great form of podcast because I just like like talking to this kid, but then again it wouldn't be authentic because we know the camera's there. That's the weird part of it, but that and my other friend Lala, it's like the same thing. It's like I wish I could just record everything and just hang out with her and just watch it later, but that's it's just a weird moral ground for me where I'm like, why can't people want me as much as I want them? And I know this comes from my childhood. You don't have to like I don't even have to think about it. I know it does because I can think of exact moments where I felt this way when I was a kid and I felt, you know, similar. I don't want to get into it too much. But why me this way? Like even my I'll say it right now because my sisters, I love them. I hope they listen to this. But every time I try to hang out with them, they're there for a little bit and they dip. And I'm like, what part of the family is this? Where you just dip? And I learned the trait and I started, me and my dad, we just Irish goodbye people. Just don't tell people when you leave because it's easier. Because people never do it to me. They never, I don't know. So I would just Irish goodbye a lot of people, and people would make jokes about it. No one ever takes it to heart, usually. But I'm a very complex soul, and I'm always over analyzing everything, and I don't want to like diagnose it or anything. So that's why I never say what I think it is. But I think I'm a very complex person. And I hope that someone gains something from this because I do find it interesting the way that I think, just because I notice that everyone else doesn't act outwards the way that I do. So I think to myself, what can I do, to understand myself better? And I wish, like, you know, Dream Me wants me to understand the way that I think. But realistic me goes, hey, it's nice to understand yourself over time and learn. Because, like, I have sympathy for people, and I have, like, people that are shitty. I have sympathy for them. And then there's just some shittiness I won't tolerate. Like, Lala called me out for that the other day. She's like, you talk bad about this person all the time, but yet you hang out with this person that's also bad. And maybe it was sour in the conversation, but that is true. There's some shitty people I won't tolerate because there's a level of shittiness. And there's just some shittiness I need to break from. And I'm sad to say that my family was part of that. But there are levels of it where I'm like, yeah, your sly comments, whatever. But they become too persistent, and I just won't listen. I'll see myself out. I'm the, I don't know how to explain it. I bet there's an analogy somewhere there, but I'm like I just like, when I just do what I want in like the most, not even selfish. I would say selfish. I do what I want in the most selfish way, but not reactive. Uh, Not really reactive. I say I'm a reactive person, but not like really like. I don't like show that I'm reactive. So like, if something bothers me, I turn around and walk away. I won't yell at the person. That's what I mean by reactive. I won't yell at the person and call them out unless they're threatening. No. Um. Yeah, and it's weird because like my brain always goes through some types of moral compasses, and it's like, oh, you feel this way about something. You're starting to change how you feel morally about it. I'm like, I wish I could just understand myself a little bit better. And it's also weird too because I don't feel like, I'm not sure if I've touched on this before, but I don't feel close with anyone, like close, close, close. Because like I would consider my best friend Caden because he has the least. You know what? Okay, this is gonna sound super negative. I consider him my best friend because he has the least caveats about him. Him and I get along. We make a lot of jokes, and there's the least debates and caveats, and he understands without judging more. And I think I appreciate that. Other things line up, of course, too, in our friendship, but all my other friends and just in general, everyone has a caveat because wow, it looks like someone punched me in my eye. Sunburn. There's caveats, and you have to like consider that because like Lala, as much as I love this girl, there's caveats. Daniel, as much as I love this guy, there's caveats. And that's just, a caveat is kind of like an exchange that you have to deal with. I'm going to look this up, and that's totally going to be wrong, but a caveat's like, okay, you get the cool thing, but here's a downside. Okay, you get the gorgeous Lala, but she's moody sometimes. Oh, you get the funny Daniel, but he might be political. You know, there's just things that you have to deal with, and it's okay. Like, you can't have the single person for everyone, and I get that. And the sad part of that is it comes down to this thing where you're like, you have to be lonely. And like in my conversation now where I'm talking about being lonely, I know that I have to be alone for a lot of what I'm thinking and going through, and I can't have someone right here in this passenger seat as much as I want to. I can't fully have someone here in my BMW. I need to be able to figure it out on my own and talk it out. And I will say, a lot of these podcasts, I have figured it out. I do want for time to pass and for me to understand better and to have someone that, like, even just, I don't know. And that's why I'm always keeping myself busy, is if my brain isn't busy, it's sad. Because if you pretend a helipad is depression, I'm a little helicopter. Keeping busy is the helicopter. And as soon as I'm not busy, I'm landing. And then I'm sad. So I have to keep moving. And yeah. I don't know. Let me just kind of close with this. If you have to overthink while you hang out with someone, there's a conversation that is not being had. And you should probably have that conversation. And also, you should not have to overthink to hang out with anyone, whether it is your crush, your best friend, your parents. Sorry, my eyes look so dead. If you have a crush, you will overthink things for the first good part of 6 months. That is okay. But if you continue to do that years and years over years, that's not a relationship. That is a test to your brain at all times. You are going through a test. And friendship should never be like that. And I will say, this is rough, but family, you should never have to overthink. Family can hurt you. And if they do, be the mature one. Be the slow one. Be the loving one. Because the one thing I remember from, something that I remember from growing up was love is patient, love is kind. And I don't ever remember the third one. I think it's love is healing. My sister might remember. But I always remember that love is patient, love is kind. And thinking about it now, love is, like, patience is such a loving thing. Such a loving thing. And you shouldn't have to overthink with anyone. And patience with friends, family, whoever. Think about any situation, whether it's someone yelling at you, someone excited to tell you about something. And if you give patience, I'm going to let you yell at me. Think it out. I'm listening. Patience is so loving because you want to understand, you want to hear them out through their emotion, and you want to sit here and be like, I get you're mad. Tell me why, and take a breath. And if someone's telling you how they feel, and they're like, "Oh my God, this was the best air show I've ever been to. This is the best concert I've ever been to," and you're like, "Tell me about it. I'll be patient. I'll listen." So, positive and negative, you have to be able to be patient in the positive. You have to be patient in the negative. It's gonna be rough because I'm not trying to prove a lesson to you. I'm trying to talk to me. I look pretty sun-kissed. Well, that is pretty much the gist of what I wanted to say. I was a little more passionate earlier in the car drive when I was talking to myself. But have a wonderful night. Think about me. Remember this. And please remember my name because I need more friends. I forgot what I was going to say.